The £80 million British star is on Klopp's transfer list. Work continues on the names that will replace the four midfielders who will leave Liverpool. Keita, Chamberlain, Milner, and Arthur Melo will not wear the red jersey for the new season. It is planned to make at least 3 transfers for the midfield area, which is already a troubled area this season. While one of Liverpool's closest players is Alexis Mac Allister, the Reds are still in talks with several midfielders for their summer moves. One of these names is Mason Mount. Liverpool will soon be presented with an ideal opportunity to sign Mason Mount and is likely to put the Reds under tight transfer control by negotiating the star's future. The Chelsea man's deal at Stamford Bridge is just over 12 months away, and extension talks have stalled. And it's one of the main goals Jürgen Klopp wants to bring to Anfield this summer, according to widespread reports. Indeed, extensive rebuilding of the Reds' midfield is already underway. Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and James Milner said goodbye to Anfield on Saturday. Liverpool will have 4 midfielders next season, with the Reds saying a less emotional farewell to lone Arthur Melo. Therefore, the need to strengthen their midfield has never been greater. And many reports claim that Klopp is vying to sign at least 3 new players to give the engine room a fresh look next season. Indeed, the likes of Alexis Mac Allister and Todd Boehly are among those Klopp apparently wants to bring in. And in the case of Mac Allister, a top source confirmed that a move to get the Argentinian to Anfield has been agreed. Now Klopp is ready to turn his focus firmly on Mount. With a report claiming Liverpool are the favourite to land on the Mount, Ben Jacobs has had a say in the matter. To that end, Mount will reportedly have further talks with new Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino. And while a new deal isn't entirely out of the question, the reporter claims there is a window of opportunity for Klopp to bring Mount to Merseyside. Assessing Liverpool's chances to sign Mount, Jacobs thinks there are 2 factors that give Liverpool a solid chance. Jacobs claims the Klopp factor, with Chelsea contract status, could fall into Liverpool's hands. There's also the Klopp factor, and despite Liverpool having a more disappointing season than they had hoped for so far, the project is still open, he said. Because Klopp is there and a number of other Liverpool players will remain even after this refresh, and it's unclear where Mount fits in, whereas maybe less has happened at Chelsea. But again, the Mauricio Pochettino factor and the fact that Chelsea are still officially speaking to Mount means nothing is final at this point. Liverpool sees a window of opportunity to potentially take Mount on a bargain fee as his contract expires, he said. While Liverpool are keen to make Mount a top target, the Daily Mail has now indicated that a change of mind at Chelsea will raise the price. Indeed, they claim that both Pochettino and Blues owner Todd Boehly now want to keep the star of the midfield. As a result, Chelsea can claim up to £80 million for Mount, even as he approaches the final year of his contract. However, Mount may try to push the matter by notifying Chelsea of his desire to continue. As Jacobs points out, it would be much clearer where Mason Mount would fit in Anfield as opposed to Stamford Bridge. Because of this, there is a growing feeling that the player feels it is the right time to leave Chelsea. His time has dropped considerably this season, and many signings at Chelsea are shaking his position. Both the chance to work with Klopp and the more time he gets at Liverpool are certainly more appealing to Mount. Pashurs could replace Joel Matip. The main focus at Liverpool is of course the midfield. The fact that there is another position to consider as the season ends is also on the table. Liverpool have stocked the offensive line quite well in the last 2 transfer periods. Even if Firmino is leaving the team this summer, Klopp has plenty of options. But the defensive line is not that rich. In addition to the players who showed bad form this season, there are also players whose contracts will expire soon. Klopp currently holds names such as Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Joel Matip, Joe Gomez, and Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips is expected to leave in the summer months. On the other hand, even though Joe Gomez's contract has just been extended, his performance does not inspire confidence. Joel Matip's contract expires in 2024. Given his performance this season and his advancing age, Liverpool are looking to monetize him. Considering this table, Liverpool's midfield transfers are on the agenda as well as reinforcements to the defence. One of the names on the defensive transfer list is Pashurs. Liverpool have been chasing Turin defender Pashurs after the 23-year-old dealt with the latest rumours surrounding his football future. According to Italian media, The Dutch defender said he wasn't sure where to take his trade next year after he caught the attention of giant clubs like Liverpool earlier this year after an outstanding season in Serie A. Inter Milan are also considering a move for the Titan, which star defender Milan Skriniar is preparing to leave in a few weeks at the end of his contract. However, the Dutch roots of the Reds may convince the Shores to move to the Premier League. €30 million worth of Shores, a price the Nerazzurri consider too high, will not only strengthen Jürgen Klopp's defensive ranks. It will also provide ample room for more spending at a low price tag at a time when the midfield is highlighted as a cause for concern. The Dutch player has made 34 appearances for Turin this season and has been an integral part of his team's efforts this year. He finished 10th in the Italian top flight and, along with Inter, holds the record for the 5th best defense in the league. Shores, only 23, is making fun of his dynamic approach on defense. Completing 88% of his passes, according to SofaScore, Shores also performed well for Torino with 3.3 gaps, 1.8 tackles and an average interception per game. Previously praised by Ajax football director Mark Overmars as a great Dutch talent, Shores is in the top 7% of defenders for assists in Europe's top 5 leagues, according to FBref. He is also among the top 90% with 18 fights per game. While Liverpool's poor form would indeed require an emphasis on strengthening Anfield centre, the 2022-2023 campaign was fraught with defensive fragility. Klopp and his friends will no doubt take a look at the defensive options that could be targeted to restore resilience at the bottom of Liverpool's system. The £22,000 a week ace can be seen as the perfect heir to 31-year-old centre-back Joel Matip's position at Merseyside. The Cameroonian veteran's contract will expire in a year, and his performance this term has dropped considerably. He has only started 11 times in the Premier League and has been an unused substitute in 13 of the last 16 games. Described by CBS reporter Nico Cantor as terrible for his poor performance this season, it will be the final transfer window to monetize Matip. Gary Neville says Liverpool have one of their favourite players in the Premier League. Gary Neville has admitted that Liverpool's Alisson Becker is one of his favourite goalkeepers in the Premier League. Alisson has been a standout for Liverpool this season. While others humiliated their level, the Brazilian stood firm. Without his brilliance, there's no way the Reds could be anything close to 5th at the table. As a result, many fans and experts will rightfully include him in the team of the season for 2022-2023. Had Liverpool been better this season, Alisson would certainly have been a shoo-in for any team of the season. On a personal level, the 30-year-old was probably the best in Anfield. Alisson himself has a few key spots in his nearly pristine season. The mistake against Real Madrid at Anfield that allowed Vinicius Jr. to level the score overnight turns out to be the biggest of them all. If he had passed the ball beyond his national teammate, perhaps that night would have ended differently. Alisson will probably be the best ever.